In 4.1, it is given a is equal to 5. Now a is equal to 5. Actually, by a here they mean the first term. Okay. So let's say a is equal to a1 is equal to 5. In the book, they have denoted the first term by a1 instead of by a instead of a1. The common difference they have given as 3. The nth term they have given as 50. The question is find n and Sn. Okay, it is just like the previous sum, except that here all the mathematical notations are given. In that sum, it was given in words. So what you do is, we first want to find n. So we start with n, an. We start with an. So we have an is equal to 50. Now the formula for an is a1 plus n minus 1 into d is equal to 50. A1 is 5 plus n minus 1, and d, the common difference, is 3. Okay. So from here we can find out the value of n. That is, we are counting the number of terms. What does the AP look like? The AP will look something like this: 5, and then you have 5 plus 3, and then you have 5 plus 2 into 3. Okay, and this will continue till the nth term, which is your nth term given to you as 50. So we have assumed this, or it is already given here actually, that this is your nth term. Okay, so we are counting. This is the first term. This is the second term. This is the third term. Okay, so we are finding out the value of n here. That is what we are doing. 5 plus 3n minus 3 is equal to 50. This is 3n plus 2 is equal to 50. That means 3n is equal to 48. 50 minus 2. That means n is 48 divided by 3, which is 16. That means 50 is the 16th term. Therefore, A16 is equal to 50, right? So this 50, the last term that is here, this is your 16th term. Okay. Now, once we have found out the value of n, the first part of the question gets answered. Find n. Now we proceed to find Sn. Now Sn, how will we find? You can use both the formulas, because see, you know the last term, right? You know an here. You know the last term, right? You can use both the formulas. Either you can use the formula with Sn is equal to n by 2 a1 plus n, or you can use Sn is equal to n by 2 twice a1 plus n minus 1 into d. Since we know the last term, we want to find, we have to find the sum of all the terms. That means, how many terms are there in this AP? The last term is, this is the 16th term, right? So how many terms you want to sum up? We want to sum up 16 terms. These comprise 16 terms, the first 16 terms of the AP. So therefore, we want to find S16. Therefore, what is S16? Is equal to n by 2 times A1. What is A1? The first term, 5, plus, let me write the formula. N by 2 A1 plus An. N here is 16. 16 by 2. A1 here is, first term here is given to you as 5. 5 plus nth term, 16 term is 50. That's it. 8 times 55. Okay, so this is 440. The sum of all the terms is 440. Okay, very similar sum, except that number 6 was given in words. This sum is given in mathematical notations. Not much difference. Let us do number 7. Now number 7, solve for x. So given here, is 1 plus 4 plus 7 plus 10 plus up till x is equal to 287. Okay, this is given to you. You have to find out the value of x. In fact, you have to solve for x. How do you solve for x? Now, first of all, you must see this is a series, right? This is your given series 1 plus 4 plus 7 plus 10. What is the corresponding sequence? The corresponding sequence is the corresponding sequence is 1, 4, 7, 10, and so on up till x. This is the corresponding sequence. So here a1 is 1, a2 is 4, a3 is 7, a4 is 10. Let us check whether this is an AP or not. A2 minus a1 will give 4 minus 1 equal to 3. A3 minus a2 will give you 7 minus 4, which is 3. And a4 minus a3 will also give you 10 minus 7, which is 3. So this is clearly an AP. So therefore 1, 4, 7, 10 up till x is an AP. Okay, and this sum that is given here, you know the formula for this sum. But the problem here is before applying the sum formula here, you need to calculate what is your this number of this. Like this is your first term, this is your second term, this is your third term, right? This is your third term, and but I don't know what number of term this is. Whether this is a 15th term, 16th term, 17th term, 200th term, I don't know. So what I do is I assume let this be the nth term. So I assume let an let x be the nth term of the AP. Therefore, an must be equal to x. That means what is the formula for an? A1 plus n minus 1 into d must be equal to x. Now, what all do I know? Just put it. Do I know the first term? Yes. The first term I know. First term of the AP is 4. Let's put 1 in fact. First term of the AP is 1. Let's put 1 plus n minus 1. N I don't know. And I have to find out. And d I know. The common difference is 3. Okay, so what I am getting here is 1 plus 3n minus 3 is equal to x. That means I'm getting 3n minus 2 is equal to x. That means 3n is equal to x plus 2. That means n is equal to x plus 2 by 3. Right? So I've got n in terms of x. That means what does this mean? Therefore, x is the x plus 2 by 3th term. Right? X is the x plus 2 by 3th term. So since once I have got what number of term this is, now I can apply the formula for Sn. So we have new here. Yes, we have now take the sum 1 plus what is the given series here? 1 plus 4 plus 7 plus 10 up till x is equal to, on the right hand side we have 287 is equal to 287. Okay. So what is the sum here? Put in the formula. What is the formula? You know the last term also x. So we use the formula for the last term. So which one formula do we use? N by 2 a1 plus an must be equal to 287. This is the formula that we're going to. This is the sum, right? On the left hand side, this is the sum. And what is n here? N here, see, we have found out to be x plus 1 by 2. So we simply put it x plus 2 by 3. We put it here divided by 2. A1. The first term is 1 and the nth term is x is equal to 287. Now we simply need to solve this equation to get the value of x. So we have x plus 2 by 6, let's say, into 1 plus x, or x plus 1 is equal to 287. So you'll get a quadratic actually. So you get x plus 1 into x plus 2 is equal to 287 into 6. So you get x square plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 287 into 6 is 1722. Okay, so x square plus 3x, if you take 1722 on the other side, you get minus 1720 is equal to 0. And now we simply need to solve this quadratic equation. Now how do you solve? You need to factorize 1720 into two factors. Ignoring the 0, let's see 172 how to factorize. You have a 2, you have 86. So you have one factor as 2 into 86. This is one factor. And of course, you have 1 into 172 also, which we cannot use. Okay. So we have got now there's a 10 also, there's 0 also, which we have not written. So either you can put a 0 here or you can put a 0 here, as I had told you last year, if you remember. So it can be 20 into 86 also. It can be 2 into 860 also. Okay, but they both of which will not work. Let us factorize further. 43. This is 4 into 43. So I have a 0 here. If I place a 0 here, it becomes 40 into 43. Will 40 into 43 work? Yes, it will work. So plus 43 and minus 40. So plus 43x minus 40x minus 1720 is equal to 0. Therefore, you can take x common. You have x plus 43. It means what are the values of x? Either x is equal to minus 43 or x is equal to 40. That's it. Any problem in the factorization? Any problem with any step in this sum? It looked like a very small sum, but actually it was not a very small sum. We found out the which term was x, right? Whether x was a 16th term, 17th term, what term was x? What did we get? We got x as the x plus 2 by 2th term. That is, we found out n in terms of x. And once we found out the value of n, we put it in the formula for sum. And we got the value of x. Okay. Yes. Any question?
No, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, we will take the negative number also.
Yes. Negative you can take, because
So x has two value.
yes, x has two values. Because see, it depends on the number of terms you're taking. That is why you're getting two values. Okay. So 1, 4, 7, 10, and so on, up till 287. Okay. So x is the value of x here is minus 43. So minus 43. Yes, both values you will have to take. Okay, both values. Because it depends how many terms you are taking. Suppose here you are taking 20 terms till this. Okay, and then you are getting a minus 43. That will give you a sum of 287. Okay, that is what. So both you have to take. Anyway, let's proceed with the next one. And the next sum is 10-3. 10-3 is a very important sum actually. It has come in your exam and a very important and a very typical sum in your uh, progressions. 10-3. The sum here is the fourth term of an AP 10-3. The fourth term of an AP is 22 and the 15th term is 66. Find the first term and the common difference. Okay, now this is just like your previous sum. I mean, previous exercise sum, the first part of the sum. Two terms are given and you need to find the first term and the common difference. So you'll get a simultaneous equation, you can do it. Okay. The second sum is actually the one that relates to our exercise. Let's see, let's solve both. So given, it is given that the fourth term of an AP is 22. So A4 is 22. Okay, and 15 term is 66. That means 15, A15 is 66. Okay, so now we start with A4. So we have A4 is equal to 22. And the formula for the nth term is A1 plus, you know the value of n here, 4, A1 plus n minus 1 into D is equal to 22. That means A1 plus 3D is 22. This is your first equation. Also, now we start with A15. A15 is equal to 66. That means A1 plus 15 minus 1 into D is equal to 66. That means A1 plus 14D is equal to 66. And this is your second equation. We proceed to solve these two equations in order to get the value of E1 and D. So let us solve by uh, elimination method. A1 plus say 3D is equal to 22. E1 plus 14D is equal to 66. Subtract these two. Subtracting. This gets cancelled. 14 minus 3 you get minus 11. Minus 14 plus 3D. And here you get a minus 44. That means D you are getting as minus 44 divided by minus 11. It is 4. The common difference you are getting as 4. How to get the value of E1? Put it in any of the equations. Putting D equal to 4 in 1. We get A1 plus 3D. 3 into D is equal to 22. That means E1 plus 12 is equal to 22. That means E1 you are getting as 22 minus 12, which is 10. So getting A1 as 10 and you're getting D as 4. So therefore A1 is equal to 10 and D is equal to 4 after solving the simultaneous equation. Okay, and that is what was asked for the first part of the question. In the first part of the question, they asked find the first term and the common difference. So we have found out the first term A1 and we have found out the common difference. Okay, the next part of the sum states find the sum of 8 terms of the AP. Now, how to find out the sum of the 8 terms? Here we have to find, we are required to find sum of, what do you mean by 8 terms of the AP? We are required to find S8 because some of the 8 terms. And what all do we know about the AP? We only know the first term and the common difference. And we know we want to sum up till 8 terms. So which formula to use? First formula or the second formula? We know
Second formula.
second formula because we don't know the
Second
last
formula.
because we don't know the last term here. Okay, so therefore we use the second formula. Therefore S8 is equal to, let's say, n by 2. Let me write Sn here since everything is in terms of n. So Sn is equal to n by 2 twice E1 plus n minus 1 into b. That means S8 is therefore n by 2, n the value of n is 8, twice E1 plus 8 minus 1 into d. And that's it. These are the sum of the first 8 terms. Just cancel there. 4, we have 20 plus 7 into 4 is 28. So that's 4 into 48. And 4 into 48 is 200 minus 8, which is 192. Okay, so that is the sum. An important sum because you have to, this was a combination of both the exercises. Okay, we now move on to the next sum, which is 13.2. Problem number 13.2. Okay, 13.2 is here. Thirteen two states find the common difference of an AP whose first term is 5 and the sum of the first 4 terms is half the sum of the next 4 terms. Okay, so you need to understand this problem a little carefully. The question is, listen very carefully. Find the common difference of an AP. So you need to find D, whose first term is 5. So given here, first term is 5. Fine, let's note it. First term E1 given to be 5. Also, what is given here is sum of the first 4 terms is half of the sum of the next 4 terms. Now, this is something that you need to understand here. Sum of the first 4 terms, this is given here, sum of, I don't think I'll be able to finish this sum because you need to understand. Maybe tomorrow I'll finish this. Let's understand this. Sum of the first 4 terms. This is sum of the first 4 terms is equal to sum of the first 4 terms is half the sum of the next 4 terms. Half sum of the next 4 terms. Now, what do you mean by the next 4 terms? Now, see, here comes the main thing. Say you have this as an AP. These are the terms of the AP. Okay, and so on. Say this continues. When I say sum of the first 4 terms, what does it mean? Sum of these 4 terms, right? So this is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4. Sum of the first 4 terms. And sum of the first 4 terms we know to be what? We know to be S4, right? Or wrong? Sum of the
Yes,
first
sir.
4
Right.
terms we know to be S4. So that this is okay. So this part we know. Okay, fine. So this is my S4. Now the problem is only with this sum of the next 4 terms. Now what do you mean by next 4 terms? This is the sum of the first 4 terms. Okay.
So
What do
then
you mean?
A5,
Yes.
A7, and A8.
Yes. This is the sum of the next 4 terms. But the problem is how do you find out the sum of these 4 terms? You must know A5 also, no? In order to find the sum of these, besides knowing your common difference, you must know a5 in order to find out the sum of the next four term. But you don't know a5, you know only a1. Then what to do? Then notice something very interesting here, that the sum of the next four terms, that is the sum of, just give me 2 minutes. So here, sum of the next four terms. What do you mean by the sum of the next four terms? I want to find out the sum of this. That is, I want to find out a5 plus a6 plus a7 plus a8. So what you see here is that the sum of these terms, if I take the sum of the first eight terms, right? How much will this be? a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus up till a8, right? This is the sum of the first eight terms. And if I subtract the sum of the first four terms, a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus a4, will I get the sum of the next four terms? See this.
Yes, sir.
So
We
please
have,
explain once more.
that is what I'm doing. We have a5 plus a6, yes, plus a7 plus a8. That this is what we need to find out, right? If I take the sum of the first eight terms, a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus a4 plus a5 plus a6 plus a7 plus a8, and if I from here, if I subtract a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus a4, will I get it or not? This is the first eight
Yes,
terms.
sir.
This is the first four terms. This is the first eight terms, sum of the first eight terms, and this is the first four terms. So what are we getting here? The sum of the next five terms is nothing but the
Four
sum of the
terms.
first eight terms, S8, minus the sum of the first four terms, right?
First four terms.
That is what. So now, so what is my left hand side? What is my this value of this here? This was S4, we found out. And the value of this here is S8 minus S4, right? So according to this problem, what is given here is, according to a problem, it is given here the sum of the first four terms is half the sum of the next five terms. Right or wrong? Yes, this is what was given, right? This is what was given here, right? Sum of the first four terms is half of the next four terms. The sum of the first four terms we found out to be S4. So that is why we have an S4 here is equal to half of the next five terms. This one, half of the next five terms. Half of the next five terms we found out to be what? S8 minus S4. So this is equal to half of S8 minus S4. So we have got two conditions. So what in the problem, what are the two things that were given? This condition is given, S4 is equal to half of S8 minus S4, and the next thing that is given is the first term, and the first term that is given is 5.
5.
So we'll continue with this problem tomorrow. Okay.